Christian parenting.
I get asked often for curriculum suggestions for this age range, and I often reply with, don't do what I do. I'm not going to tell you what I did because maybe I'm still slightly embarrassed, but hey, I don't want to distract you from today's topic. I want to tell you what you should do. So I get asked a lot for curriculum suggestions for preschool and kindergarten. And I know it can feel like those are very different age ranges. Like, well, preschool is obviously prior to actually starting kindergarten. But from what I understand and what I know, don't quote me, go look at the HSLDA website. Kindergarten, I think pretty much in all states, and we've homeschooled in 2 strict states, kindergarten was considered optional. There's a certain age that it is compulsory, and kindergarten does not qualify as that. So really, if you stop and think about a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old, yeah, there is a difference, but not a huge difference in the way that they want to learn. So I thought that today would be a fun episode to do to answer this question. So when somebody asks me, I'll say, you know what, you need to go back and listen to episode 458. So I'm hoping to give you some ideas today, but your homeschool blueprint is going to be what you'll need to help find the right resources for your family. It's also going to be a guide to help you find the right resources when it comes to the next year and the following year, so that in the different seasons and the different age ranges that you're homeschooling, you can find what will fit best for you right then. So let's get into today's topic with some curriculum suggestions for preschool and kindergarten. Welcome to Little by Little Homeschool Podcast. I am blessed that you are here today. I am Leigh Nguyen, your host and the founder of Little by Little Homeschool. We offer just various resources for you as the homeschool mom, as well as an in-person conference. More details about that will be coming out very soon, so stay tuned. And even though maybe today's episode, you might say, don't have a preschooler or a kindergartner, I've got some little tidbits here for you and some different things in every episode. Some people will say, oh, I missed out on something. I'm like, oh, you gotta listen to the episodes, because it might just be a one-liner I say or something about the conference or something like that we offer. But you can always go to the website, which will be in the show notes, for more of what we offer and how to help you to homeschool and to homeschool well. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, I have 2 things that I do want to share with you. And we are talking in this episode about the younger ages, the preschool and the kindergartens, maybe 3, 4, 5, and 6-year-olds. But what about for those graduates? And also, May and June, we've got Mother's Day and we've got Father's Day. And are you searching for the perfect gift to celebrate the special mom or dad or grad in your life this season? We are thrilled to bring back the Christian Parenting Moms, Dads, and Grads Gift Guide. And this year's edition is the best one yet. Whether you're honoring a loving mom, a devoted dad, or an inspiring grad, we've got you covered with meaningful gifts they'll truly love. So from Bibles and study tools to encouraging books, you're guaranteed to find something special for everyone on your gift list this spring. You can visit christianparenting.org/gifts, GIFTS, to explore the 2026 Moms, Dads, and Grads Gift Guide today. The link is also in the show notes. Second thing I want to mention is that I did say a couple weeks ago that I'm going to be at Teach Them Diligently. I will have a booth there, but I also thought it would be fun to just away from the craziness and the busyness of the convention floor to sit down and have some coffee. I often say, oh, it'd be great to sit down and have some coffee with you, but we have that opportunity. Teach Them Diligently convention starts on Thursday, May 7th. Now, registration opens at 9 a.m., and the first session then is at 10 a.m. And then there's sessions on for the rest of Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But before you get busy with going to all those sessions and all that's going to go on with that, I thought it'd be fun for us to meet up and grab some coffee or some tea or decaf or maybe just some water or juice or something if that's what you want. So I'm going to give you some details here. If you want to let me know that you're planning on meeting up with me, you can send me an email at hello, HELLO, at littlebylittlehomeschool.com. But I'm going to give you the location, the times, and would love for you to pop in. So between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. on Thursday, May 7th, I'm going to be at the Black Rifle Coffee Company in Pigeon Forge. I know that there's another location there as well, but this is going to be the one that's just right up the hill, right up the road from the convention center that we're going to be at. And so the address is 2655 Teaster Lane. That's spelled Teaster, and that's in Pigeon Forge. So if you would like to pop in, come and go as you need to between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. I would love to be able to sit down, have a couple sips of coffee with you, or hang out for the entire hour and give you a big old hug. So now that we have that all kind of put aside, let me give you 2 disclaimers for today's episode. The first is that you don't have to use any formal curriculum if you don't want to. If you're saying, I don't want to use anything formal, I don't want any type of guides, it's okay if you don't. Don't let this episode or what you hear anybody else say change your mind about that. Now, you might change your mind halfway through the year and say, you know what, my preschooler or my kindergartner seems a little bit more open to it. At the beginning of the homeschool year, they definitely were not. Or you might say, you know what, I'm just kind of getting used to this. We're kind of falling into a rhythm. It'd be nice to add something in for them. Then go ahead and do that. But have no guilt if you're saying, I don't want to follow any type of program. Maybe you're just listening to this just for informational purposes only. The second disclaimer is that I have not personally used any of these resources because they either weren't around when my kids were younger, or I just didn't know about them. Most likely, I think that they just weren't around because some of these moms I'm going to share with you are a little bit younger than me. But from what I see, these are trusted content creators that I have seen many things with. And so for me personally, they seem like they are trusted, and I would use, there's 4 of them that I'm going to recommend here, or that I'm going to say to go ahead and check out, that I would feel comfortable using, or I'd feel comfortable at least starting to research and see what is going to be best for my preschooler or kindergartner. Now, first, I'm going to share with you the 4 different resources and write them down, and then go ahead and do some research on your own time. Ask some friends, ask others what they like, do some research, maybe look up some videos and see what people think. Now, here's the thing about YouTube. You can go onto YouTube and somebody could say, oh, this is why we stopped doing curriculum XYZ. It didn't work for my kids because of reason 1, 2, and 3. And you might watch that video. You might watch it like, oh, this is going to, okay, I want to make sure that we don't do this curriculum. And you might start watching and you might listen, and she might say like, we didn't like it. So say, example, it's science. There was too many experiments in it. You might say, actually, we really want experiments. So her 3 reasons might be like, oh, that's what I'm looking for. And you might say, okay, this is actually a good curriculum for me. So watch videos, listen to podcast episodes, or read blog posts when it's coming at it from both sides, because that might help you either way to determine if it's best for your family. So the first one is Treehouse Schoolhouse. Now, Lindsay, the creator of Treehouse Schoolhouse, has been on the podcast at least twice. If you're curious to hear from her, you could go ahead and scroll back or do a search in your podcast episode, then the search button of the podcast app that you use, and be able to find the couple of episodes that I did with her. So the first one would be Treehouse Schoolhouse. The second one would be Peaceful Press, and that is Jennifer Pepito. She has also been on the podcast, so you can go back and listen to what she has offered as well. And so let me just throw this in here. The topic here of the age range of preschool and kindergarten, again, some people see them as very different, but you have to evaluate your child that's right in front of you. You might have a 5 or 6-year-old and say, you know what, kindergarten is just, the resources that are available just are not right for this child. They're not ready. It's okay to do a preschool resource. Or you might have a 4-year-old who's just older and more advanced and already knows a lot. So you're like, okay, and they might have older siblings, and it might be better to do something that is geared towards kindergarten. Remember, the levels that are put on different workbooks and curriculum, and so say even math, there's typically kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and so on. Use those as levels. It does not mean that your 3rd grader has to do a 3rd grader math, and maths are going to be different. Some are going to be more rigorous than others. But just because they are technically, you're doing maybe your homeschool reporting for your regulations, they're 3rd grade, they might not be up to that. They might be doing 2nd grade or a 2nd/3rd grade, or they might be doing 4th grade or higher or lower. It's okay. Parent and educate the child right in front of you. So when you look at some of these, you might say, oh, well, they only maybe offer preschool. It might be okay for your kindergartner to do as well. So the third one is Little House Learning Company. She, I know, has a specific play-based preschool. And the last one is Simply Charlotte Mason. And I've actually had Sonia Schaefer on the podcast as well, so you can go back and listen to her too. Now, that would be specific if you're looking for Simply Charlotte Mason, but in just a moment, I'm going to tell you why I chose these types of resources and kind of some things maybe I think you should think on and look for when you're choosing something. But obviously, Simply Charlotte Mason is going to take a Charlotte Mason approach. But these other couple of resources, I'm almost positive that's where they lean towards anyway. If you were to say to the creators of those three others, so what kind of homeschool style are you? They would most likely, however they answered, they would happen to mention Charlotte Mason. Now, that doesn't mean that if you homeschool older children, you don't necessarily do Charlotte Mason, that you can't do that for younger ones, or that it's not appropriate for older kids to do Charlotte Mason. It absolutely is appropriate. It's just, there's a reason why I've kind of given these. I'm going to tell you just in one moment. So let me go through them real quick again. Treehouse Schoolhouse, The Peaceful Press, Little House Learning Company, and Simply Charlotte Mason. Those are in no particular order, but there's a list just to kind of help you to get started in all of this. Now, what do I think you should look for when you're looking for homeschool curriculum or resources for this age range? And this is why I have chosen to share those 4 different resources. Again, with the disclaimer that I've not used any of them, so I don't know from personal experience, but from what I see, they seem to be some good resources that are available for you. The first thing is to make sure when you are choosing a curriculum or a resource, this goes for all of the age ranges. But you might be a brand new homeschool mom thinking about homeschooling and you just have little ones. And I want to impress this upon you so that hopefully maybe it sticks with you for all your years of homeschooling. And that is to make sure that you are in alignment with the vision and mission of the company. That doesn't mean that if you are a Christian homeschool mom that you can't do a math program that is published maybe by a secular company, but understand everybody has a worldview. And so that might come out in that. I don't really know how it come out in math, but it might come out in word problems. And there's a lot of things to look into, but just make sure that, especially for some subjects, that you are in alignment with their vision and mission of the company. Plus, isn't it great to be able to financially support and to purchase curriculum from companies that you are aligned with? It helps to support them, maybe support their family, support their business. The second thing I would look for this age range is to look for resources that are play-based and curiosity-driven. And that's why I have chosen these 4 different options possibly for you. Again, you don't have to do any of these, but maybe it'll just kind of help you to start with your search online. But look for things that are play-based and curiosity-driven. That's what this age range, that's what they want. They're on a mission to play, aren't they? Like, that's the goal of every single day. They get up and they just want to play. They're very curious. They want to know how the world works. They have all kinds of questions. And so if you can meet them where they are at with what excites them, and that is play and curiosity, then it's going to make it so much more easier than saying to a child who just wants to play and is extremely curious, sit down and do this workbook. That might not go over as well. The third thing that I would look for when homeschooling this age range of preschool and kindergarten is short lessons. There are lots of things out there telling you how long you need to do homeschool for different age ranges. And even if it says preschool, 30 minutes, does not mean that it has to be 30 minutes straight. Now, you might have a preschooler that is perfectly content and loves to sit there or be active in their lessons for 30 minutes straight. But you might have one, you got to do 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, maybe throw in a 10 minutes somewhere, another 10 minutes somewhere. But you have to, again, homeschool and home educate the child right in front of you. But short lessons, keep it short and keep it sweet. And number 4, the 4th thing to look for when you are choosing a curriculum for preschool or kindergarten is, are you excited about that resource? If you're excited about it, you're going to do it. And your child is also going to pick up on that excitement. And that is going to help then spur on that curiosity that they have. If you're approaching it in a way of like, we have to do this, think of Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, your child is going to pick up on that as well, no matter how exciting it is. So pick something that you are looking forward to going through with them. I hope that this has helped. If you have some moms that are thinking about homeschooling, go ahead and send them this episode specifically so that they feel a little bit better, because we are always asked about what curriculum should we use. And if you are a homeschool mom that's been homeschooling for a long time, you might say, I don't use any. And again, let's go back to that disclaimer. That's okay as well. So if you are going to be at Teach Them Diligently, go back, write down that address, and I hope to see you there that morning. And until next time, have a great couple of days, and we'll see what the topic is for the next episode for next week. But have a good one.